Good morning. And it's a very, very lovely morning in a way. It's bright and clear, but it's very cold and a little windy too. But it's the start of the winter season. Most of the trees are losing their leaves now, and it's time to do some pruning. And today I'm going to prune the pear trees, which have lost all of their leaves, and the vine. I'm going to have a tackle of the vine, and it's lost nearly all its leaves. If you prune when the leaves are up and when the plant is really alive in the summer, it'll just carry on bleeding from that cut, and the sap will carry on running, and it's not good. At the moment the plants are more or less dormant, and so when you cut them, the sap's not running and they don't lose any strength that way. So I'm going to start with the pear trees. I'll show you them. Well, this is one of the pear trees, if you can see it. All the leaves have gone, and this is the other one. There's one or two leaves remaining there, but they've turned brown and they're going to drop off soon. The apple trees, as you can see, have still got some green leaves on them, so I'm not going to prune those. When you're pruning a tree like this, what you want to do is take out any wood that looks a bit weak or diseased, or is growing towards the centre of the tree, and take off about a third of these strong running growths. They're the future of the tree, really. And these are fruiting spurs, and you need to reduce them a little bit, but that's where your fruit will come next year, so you need to keep some of them. What you're trying to do is improve the general shape of the tree, and what you're looking for really is a kind of spreading wine glass shaped tree. That'll do for now. I've trimmed out a fair amount of the wood, all the weak stuff, and when I prune these stems, which are going to be the leaders, I prune to a bud which faces out from the plant, and I try to slant the cut just a little bit away from the bud. That's the pear trees sorted. They didn't take very long, they're not very big. But now I've got to tackle the vine, and that's a much bigger plant. There it is, look. It's incredible how much growth it puts on in 1 year. What I'm going to do is cut off almost all of this new growth, bring it down to about a couple of buds past the knee joint in these framework stems that I've got. What I'm aiming for, what I want next year, is a bushy plant with lots of leaves, but compact. I don't want all these long growing stems, really. They're just a waste of growth. There's no grapes on them. What I want is nice compact growth around these little growth points here. Anyway, I'm going to have quite a job on my hands, so I better get on with it. That'll do for now. I can always come back to it later and refine my pruning, but it has left me with one problem. I've got a mountain of clippings. Now, the ideal way to deal with them would be to shred them and turn them into wood chip, and that way they'd rot down slowly, they wouldn't release a huge amount of carbon, and they'd gradually become good soil. but I haven't got access to a good wood chipper, so I'll probably end up burning them, and that will release some of the potash, which is a vital nutrient, and put that in the soil. But I won't resort to what my next door neighbour does. Builds a huge bonfire, all kinds of wood, anything he can find, sets light to it, scorches the plants on my allotment because it's too close, and chucks a couple of hundredweight of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. That's me done for the day. I'm going to go home and get warm. I was almost warm enough working, but now that I'm just sitting around, I'm going to freeze, so it's time to go home. So I'll see you later.